It's winter and we're deep in the mountains of the incredible Victorian High Country, driving the trusty GQ Patrol in search of the toughest terrain we can find. This trip's a little different though, as we have a hybrid caravan from Opus in tow that we will be testing off-road. Demi's brother Leykan has returned, seeking redemption in his Triton. With the forecast predicting wet, windy and freezing conditions, we're keeping our fingers crossed for snow, but either way, it's going to be a wild time.
If I break something, it's on you.
Proudly supported by Opus Campers, Ultimate 9, Tread, Superior Engineering, GME, and in part by. We begin this adventure on a very windy morning in the mountains of the High Country, not too far from the town of Walhalla. If you saw the previous adventure Leykan was on, his Triton did not start on day one of the adventure. Nerves are up a little to see if it was going to do any better this time.
A big moment, will it start?
She's done it. She's pulled it off. Redemption. That's good. That's one small step for man.
Both cars are started and we're good to go for the day. It's bloody windy, it's bloody cold. It's winter time in the Victorian High Country mountains. We're excited to be out here.
We're actually down in Melbourne, Victoria for the Melbourne 4x4 show, which we did on the weekend just gone. And then yesterday, Monday, we picked up the OP13 from the Opus stand at the show, but we didn't get out here till late last night, so I didn't really do any filming. But we just left the OP13 there at camp, and we're gonna go for a bit of an explore on some of the local tracks out here this morning. Nice little river crossing on the way out of where we were camped, and then the first track we are taking on today is Fultons Creek track. So we're heading down into the valley now, a few nice creek crossings down here. As per all high country tracks, it is extremely steep.
Back with Tyler Thompson and the Triton, and I'm going to redeem myself. I'm going to redeem the Triton and the brand, and they're going to have to sponsor me. They're going to have no choice.
With a Leykan hot on the tail of a Triton sponsorship, we better get cracking into the tracks. Fultons Creek has some nice river crossings with some very steep hills in between.
I'm attempting the bonus line. Don't even think I've ever driven the GQ off-road, and I'm not very good on road, so pray for me.
That's going to be both lockers in second gear with a bit of a bump. It's slippery.
I made it. Oh, that was scary. That was scary, guys. I made it. So this is my car now. I feel like it's so much easier to drive this car.
Over the G, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I always take it. It's way better.
It's just up a cliff. Doesn't make sense. Oh my god. They're just going up a cliff. I'm stressed.
It's something the camera never shows, just how steep these hills are in real life in a place like the Vic High Country. Leykan, who has minimal four-wheel driving experience, was a little bit shook. I think he thought he needed plenty of throttle to get up him, and so he was into it.
You made
I
it.
don't know what was happening. I was just hanging on, just going for it.
The Triton's making a comeback. 32s, zero suspension travel, zero lockers, zero grip, but getting it done.
bit deep, guys. Jesus Christ. Made it. I've done it. It's done. We've got another little water crossing. Tyler said it could be deep, so.
Whoa, that is deep. We made it. Yeehaw.
And that was Fultons Creek track complete. We had a super fun morning on it, but the day was getting on and we were in search of somewhere nice to stop for lunch.
It's just like, it's not a track. It's just a cliff. Oh shit. I'm abseiling down this thing. So Tyler told me the trick is to leave the clutch out and then just touch the brakes as you need to slow down, let the engine do the braking. Because when I first went down, clutched in and braked, and I just slid down the whole way. So at least this way, I feel a bit more in control. I still don't belong here, not on this place, but we're in it now. Here we go.
Fun little morning out on the tracks, completed that Fultons Creek track, and then we've wound our way through over to O'Donnelly's Creek Road. And yeah, along this valley here is quite a few nice camps, creek crossings, huts, things to explore and check out. So we just pulled up at little O'Toole's campground, having a bit of lunch now. Look at this, fresh salad wraps for lunch, bloody delicious.
Made by me as usual. What happened to your eggs?
All my food's been mixed up like a blender. I need to get like a, I don't know what I need to get, or something.
A fridge?
I don't think so, because I think it's a car.
Yeah, but if you pack it enough.
Yeah, but the car, when it hits stuff, it goes whoop,
Yeah.
and everything goes in the air. And everything comes back down.
How have you liked the journey so far?
It's good. It's scary.
Why?
It's like super vertical, and it just feels like I'm just sort of falling down it slowly.
While we were down there having lunch, I was telling Demi and Leykan about Flats track, which is only 500 metres from where we had lunch. Drove it last time, one of the hardest tracks in the Victorian High Country. They said, oh, come show us. So I brought them up here to show them. Now I've seen it, now I'm driving it. So I'm driving Flats track on my own this afternoon. It's 400 metres, vertical, up an extremely steep hill, massive holes, ruts, rocks. It's going to be a wild ride.
Basically a highway.
First bit was not too bad this time. The ruts are a bit deeper than when we were here last, and I think I'm just going to diff out on all of them. So generally I'm going for straddles. It's dry, there's a fair bit of grip, but you have to be careful doing this.
The bottom section of Flats track does have a couple of line options, so you can get around the harder sections. But once you're up the top, it's complete commitment to the main line. And like majority of tracks, it's much worse in real life than what it looks like on camera.
Your front locker on?
Yeah, I was just looking at that, ain't working, eh?
Oh, it's working now.
The locker was engaged and the GQ was back on the move.
Front locker wasn't working, and ended up all out of whack now, and I'm where I don't want to be. Go around this bit because that's super diffed out there and I can't really climb up out the ruts.
That
banging and clanging then was the transfer case slipping too. The chain slipping. Started doing it ages ago, but I've just left it because it doesn't do it that often, but it's slowly doing it more and more.
We're on to the top section now. This is a hell of a climb.
Might be a bit of a wheel lift here. Hang on, hold on. And I've got to try and navigate this step here. Oh, just got it. That was very close to, do I back off or do I keep going? Woo! Fair bit of concentration out that one, but we got it done. We're up the top of Flats Track. The name is very, very deceiving. It is not a flat track. What do you reckon, Leykan? Bring the Triton up now?
I don't know if my winch is long enough.
You just park at the bottom, run the winch all the way up to the top, and then just winch it.
Yeah, and the only thing that'll make the top will be the winch.
So yeah, that is definitely not a suitable track for the Triton, so Leykan took the detour around where we met up again and started making our way back towards the Caravan. I had one little high country hut in mind though to check out on the way.
Cleanest hut I've ever seen. I give this a 10 out of 10.
This will be a very nice shelter in some horrible weather.
Into your arms, these days of dark, wish we'd known.
OP13's loaded up on the car and we're going to go find ourselves camp. I was just looking at weather reports then and it looks like the snow is more likely to come tomorrow night. So I think we're just going to camp down on the river tonight and then tomorrow night we'll camp up on the mountain and fingers crossed get some snow.
We made it to camp, Marrington campground maybe. Pretty awesome spot out here down in the valley. Green, luscious campground all around us, some nice facilities. Being that it's the middle of a school week in the winter, there's no one else out here, so we have the whole place to ourselves. Demi's going to set up the OP13 as well, so we'll show how you do that, set up the hybrid caravan when you get to camp. It is fairly simple, so you run us through it.
This is the first time I've ever done this, so put the tyres down. Move these. Pop out the top. The sides. Pop out the bottom. Pull out the top. Help. You want help?
Demi was a little bit short for that bit, so needed to help her. Maybe if you're short you need to bring a step or something, but so that's the back bit set up where the bed folds out into, and then we just go around and do our 4 latches.
And you definitely don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget to do them. Other side. Now you open your door, hit the button. The roof is up. And then you just come inside and unfold your bedding. Oh, boom, set up. You know what? This bed is so comfy, but
Literally.
this is more comfy than our home bed, and that's not even a joke.
You relaxing?
Hi, Zevy.
Camp set up, the fire is going, so we decided we'd pop down here to the river and have a swim. It's 5 o'clock, the wind's up, it's freezing cold, the sun's just gone down, but we figured we'd freshen up down here. You know, the funniest thing is, the OP13 actually has a full hot water system and shower inside it that we could use. But we're down here doing this instead.
I might not be.
Demi's reconsidering the hot shower back at camp.
Everyone, wow, wow, wow. Woo!
That's really cold. Oh, like really cold.
I'm nervous, don't make me do it.
Gotta keep moving.
Oh! Mom. Wow.
Yeah. Woo!
That's brutal.
Do the noises make it less cold?
Yeah, you gotta let it out.
Your turn.
Go.
Mum's in.
Wash.
Oh, my feet! I literally can't feel my feet. I feel lightheaded.
Alongside my heart, so tame my flesh and fix my eyes. I tethered my
Dinner's done, we're all packed up. We're going to retire into the OP13 for an early movie night tonight.
Day 3, we slept in a hurricane. Sorry, I slept in a hurricane. They slept in a portable house with heaters and TVs and anyway. And now we're going up to the mountain to try and find some snow. How good.
Got a bit of rain around this morning and a lot of wind still. Packed up cam butt and we're on the road. We are heading north, further out into the mountains, out towards Mount Selma today. So we don't really have an exact plan, we'll just see what we see and find on the way out.
First water crossing of the morning. My first towing the OP13 across water. Let's see how we go.
Camp 2 minutes ago, now we're here, straight through a river. No warm up, nothing. Unbelievable.
Oh man, that is cold water. Walking across these water crossings to film them, my feet are numb.
This is our first time ever towing anything like this off-road, like this big. It's 2,250 kilos is its weight, plus I've added a few things in there as well. And yeah, it's a bit different to what we're used to, so we're just taking it very slow and easy, and it's also not ours, we're only borrowing it for a week, so I'm trying not to wreck it. Out of those little tracks and valley where we camped, a couple of nice creek crossings, and yeah, we're just heading up into the mountains now. The weather's getting more wild the higher we go, and that air is getting very icy. Hopefully snow.
years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn.
We've made it. We are up the top of Mount Selma, right at the trig point there. The little tower is just there, and it is absolutely bloody freezing up here. It is so cold. So I've just checked the weather, and they're saying snow coming from about 4 o'clock above 1300 meters. We are at 1457, so hopefully we get some. It's only just after lunch, but yeah, we're just going to settle in here for the arvo and try and get warm. And then we press the button for the roof and up it goes. Set up very, very quick and easy. You know what step 3 is? Get diesel, turn diesel heater on. You know it's cold when you start the fire at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Look at you.
I got 3 jumpers.
You think you're freaking Antarctica?
I got 3 jumpers on and a snow jacket. It's cold.
You're ready for that snow to start coming down.
I'm ready when you are.
You having fun in there, Zeffy? Fire's going, massive pile of wood. I reckon that should keep us warm for the afternoon. And Zeph is having the time of his life running around in muddy puddles. The fire was going, camp was set up, Zephyr was covered in icy mud. Time to settle in for the afternoon and wait for this snow.
Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is. Tucking their toe between their legs.
The time is 3:44, and what's happened?
It's snowing.
We've just had our first few drops of snow.
Oh my god, it's on my hand, look.
Quick, show us a bit, show us a bit.
It's just melted.
It's snowing, guys. Real snow. Actually, we got the fire blazing, ready to go. And noodles. I got noodles.
Now you just need a pot with hot water.
Yeah, help.
Do you reckon we can catch some snow?
I actually think we can. It's like full ice.
If anyone from overseas is watching this video, they're probably going to be like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? This is barely even snow. People that like live in snow conditions, but we barely ever see any snow down here, and Zeph's never been in snow, so
We'll take what we can get.
it's pretty exciting for us.
It's snowing.
It's snowing, Zeffy. Wow. What's happening? 2-minute noodles in the snow. Zeffy and Daddy in the snow.
Ma?
And Mum in the snow. And Leykan in the snow. Yeah, they're getting more wood, aren't they? Starting to get dark now. We got the awning out on the OP13, just cooking up a little bit of dinner under it. Still just a bit of snow around, but nothing too much yet. I will say it is very bloody nice to have that in this weather.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hi.
My name's Zeffy.
We've retired to the caravan for the night. It's absolutely bloody freezing out there. Well, we did get a little bit of snow overnight, but unfortunately not very much, just the barest dusting on the ground and our things. But that's alright, still very cool up here. My hands are frozen off. I just checked the temperature, it said minus 0.5, feels like minus 7.5 with the wind. So she's pretty fresh.
Where's Dad?
See if the TD42 decides it wants to start at minus 7 at 1500 meters. The big TD42 and mechanical diesel and fuel pump. They play up a bit starting in this real cold weather, but should be right. And no, it's not the motor or fuel pump or glow plugs or anything else, because it starts perfectly normal and fine when you're down at a reasonable height and temperature. It's just, yeah, this high altitude, low temperature stuff just does it to them every time.
My good gracious. Just woke up. There was just snow all over the swag. I was wet. It was cold. My hands are frozen. So we packed up early and we're getting out. We're getting out quick.
We're down off the mountain into Woods Point. Much more pleasant down here. It's not absolutely freezing. We don't really have much of a plan. We're just sort of making this trip up as we go. So gonna work something out now. That's where we camped last night up at Mount Selma. And then we just followed this main road all the way down this morning, Matlock, and now we're at Woods Point. And just looking at the map now, I'm thinking we'll take this Woods Point to Mansfield Road. Maybe drop the OP13 off up here and set up there for a couple of nights on the river, and then we can do some exploring all around this area over the next couple of days. And Leykan's got to head home tomorrow, so he'll be able to head out through Jemison and up to Mansfield, and we can also get some fuel in Jemison as well. For people wondering too about high country in the winter, because a lot is shut, yes, a lot is shut, but there still is a lot open as well. You always want to check up-to-date closures, but if you look at this map, pretty much everything that's highlighted is seasonally closed, but everything that's not highlighted is open all year round. So you can still see, like, through all this Woods Point, Walhalla areas, there's a massive amount of tracks that are still open. So we headed north towards Jemison, where we found a nice grassy spot to set up next to the Goulburn River for the day. And well, since we are next to a river, we may as well have a swim.
Where's Dad going, Zeffy? Water. You gonna go in? Your arms are purple.
So cold. The deep spot isn't as deep as I hoped.
Oh my god, you're actually mental. I'm taking you to a psychiatric ward after this. Oh my god. Oh my god. What's Dad doing? Is he in the water? Is he crazy? Oh my god. Was it worth it?
Yeah. Straight from the snow down to the creeks. Nice and refreshed after the swim. Demi said, not happening. Not today. Not tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Not today.
Not today.
We've set up the trailer, set up the swag. Now Tyler wants to go find some tracks that are supposed to be easy. We're just going to do what we can do. Hopefully the Triton does what it needs to do so we can do what we need to do so we can do it.
They have left camp all set up where it is, and we're going to head for a drive, do some exploring in the area up towards Mount Terrible, which I've been on once before. It's a really nice spot up there. But we're going to do Moonlight Spur track or Moonlight track up there. Don't know what it's like, but we'll give her a shot.
This is just a full cliff upwards this time. Downwards it's bad, but it's not as bad. I have to drive up this thing. What? That was easy. What'd you say?
Yeah, you made it.
That's just the wall. You just go up a wall.
Slightly scary.
There's two pathways. There's one pathway. And there's a second place you can go. It's not really a pathway, but Tyler seems to be going that way. And I am going the opposite way because I am not going up the side of a cliff face. It baffles me how these cars do this. I don't understand. I look at that and think that there's no way. And then up she goes to the top. I do.
Leykan's gonna drive Tyler's car.
I'm stressed.
Now
Okay.
it's got reduction gears, so
Oh, so much more comfortable in here.
yeah.
You're not bopping and bouncing around. That's crazy. I'm in the back over there, like,
I know. I keep looking behind me and your car's just like.
yeah.
Now Tyler gets to know how it
Yeah.
feels.
He's gonna be like, hey, you want to switch back or?
How's it feel back there?
Yeah, not too bad back here in Triton life.
Like it's like bouncy, but it's not like.
It's not throwing you around.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like you just sort of bopping with it.
Yeah. I think he likes it, guys. I think he likes it.
Leykan's having a drive of my GQ with Demi. Thought we'd give him a turn of a real car, and I'm back here living the Triton life. Brings back those IFS nav days. It's rough, it's rocky. You got the bloody stainless snorkel blasting your ear off the whole time. I was saying to Leykan the other day, this Triton is really sort of perfect to learn in, because the honest answer is it doesn't have much capability at all. It's got half-balled all-terrain tyres, it's got no lockers, and it's got zero suspension travel. But what it means is you have to really learn and focus on picking your lines, which I think is the ideal thing you need to do when you first get into four-wheel driving. Because if you start off in too much of a capable vehicle, you skip that whole learning step. So with this, like just these normal hills, which you don't really think about much in the GQ, in the Triton you really got to pick your lines. So I've been trying to teach him and working through how to do it. And Leykan was saying to me as well, because he watches the episodes, he was saying like, man, it doesn't look much at all on camera, but once you're here in real life, you realise how steep all these hills are that you're doing. So I think it's a little bit of a wake-up call for him.
Back to the Triton, I guess. The suspension difference is like crazy. Like when I'm in this thing, bloody bopping and weaving, they're in there just sitting. Like they're just parked. It's so insane. I don't know. I think it's time to say goodbye to the Triton and try something new.
Just keep it moving. A bit more speed than what you got, yeah, that's it. We've got a huge long hill climb up here in front of us. Leykan's going to go the way around, but Demi will give it a crack in the GQ.
What's this shit?
More revs, more revs,
More revs, more
more
passion.
revs.
Jesus Christ. If I break something, it's on you.
Yeah, we're stuck. Alright, stop there. Yeah, that's it, stall it out. Hang on.
I'm stressed.
Oh, stressful.
Sam's face.
Demi wasn't keen to back down this hill, so I'll back it down and then I'll have a crack at getting up. I'm probably not going to have a seatbelt now because Demi got out on the steep hill. Coming up to the summit of Mount Terrible now, and we got a very steep slippery hill climb here in front of us, the bonus line you call it.
You got lockers in?
Yeah, they're not working. Lockers aren't working. What a heap of garbage. These lockers are going in the bin after this trip. So annoying.
That was all spin. Now we're matched evenly.
Yeah.
I made it up the top to Mount Terrible. Actually a really cool hut there and should be a really cool view, but unfortunately today we're up here in the clouds, so there's no view at all, but it's still very nice up here.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah, pretty terrible. I'm still recovering from my frustration of that last hill climb with those bloody lockers. So after this trip, new lockers, because I've just had nothing but dramas with them. We got them all fixed, but now they're playing up again. I'll get under the car and check I haven't like ripped a wire or something, but new lockers and new transfer case chain, because you could hear it skipping and jumping all over the place on that hill climb too, as soon as it's loading up.
Take the Triton route, take it my way. I'll
Yep.
show you how it's done. No lockers needed.
And it will just stay like this. Never ending day and breaking up. And it goes.
What's in here, Zeppy? Snacks.
There.
Oh.
Oh, snacks.
Snacks.
It's not a bad hut this one.
I'd say 6 out of 10.
Won't wait the night when everything changes. You won't reply and go back to strangers.
It's 3:30 now though, and we've got a bit of a drive back to camp, so we're going to drop down off this mountain, maybe get a little bit of firewood on the way if we spot some.
Back at camp, fun day exploring the Victorian High Country, and now we're gonna light the fire. You got it? Yeah, we did it!
Yeah.
And we filled up the Triton with a bunch of wood when we're coming down off the mountain too.
Wrong side.
This side.
On the front.
Here, at the front of the wheel. Oh, look at that. You got out. The treads help you. Wow.
How do you rate having a kitchen when you're out camping?
That's probably 10 out of 10. You could just say you're at home, really.
The luxury of home, but you're out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
This little table they got on this one is pretty handy too.
Yeah, this is my favourite thing about this camper.
The outdoor
and the
table.
bed. And the bed.
Yeah, and we worked out it's a king bed, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's so comfy.
Nom.
What's for dinner tonight?
Nom, nom.
Not your business.
Not your business.
Nom, nom.
Nachos, but like not melted.
Dinner's served. We'll sit down by the fire and enjoy this night.
Now in some way shake the excess.
Pretty awesome little camp spot we had here last night. We're just in the process of packing up this morning, but before we pack up the OP13, I figured I'd run through, I don't know, a bit of a walkthrough of it. So we'll start outside. You got 3 compartments down the front. That is your diesel there for your diesel heater, and both those are gas storage compartments. Come around this side. That's a kid's storage box, that one, for Zeph's toys. And this is another storage compartment, so that one goes all the way through to the other side. Outdoor shower. You got your 2 access points there to fill up your water tanks. You got your mains power there. Jerry can holder down the back. We've got dual spare tyres. Another jerry can holder over this side. And then around here we got the kitchen, so it's a 4 gas cooktop. You got the kitchen sink where you got to turn the water pump on inside, but you can get hot, cold water from there.
So what you're telling me is got everything plus the kitchen sink.
Yeah, literally. It's got this table here, which this is really cool, a fold out table there you can use and a bit of storage in behind. And you got a little slide out pantry drawer there too. Over here, this is where your fridge would normally be, so this is a fridge slide, but we've just used it as storage for this trip. And then up the top there is your big one that comes all the way through from the other side. We've got a wind out, fold out awning up there, which was handy last night when it was raining. Come inside.
This is where luxury begins.
This is where the magic happens in here. Actually, so I suppose the first thing is we got this is all your control panel, so diesel, that's your diesel heater, comes on. That's all your display panel, so you got your percentages, your powers. It's got 300 amp hours of lithium on it, and inverter. I believe the inverter's 2000 watt, but don't quote me on that. And this is all your buttons for all your lighting, turn your water pump on, your TV, your inverter, all that stuff. This remote here I got in my hand does your aircon, so you got hot and cold air conditioning in here. And then yeah, once you're in here, heaps of storage, so cupboards all around there. You got another kitchen sink here if you need to wash up or use the kitchen sink inside with water access, so you can see in there. This is your shower and toilet. So we've got a full shower, sink, toilet, everything in there, which we haven't actually used. We just decided to freeze our asses off swimming instead. More cupboards in here, more cupboards. You want cupboards, this thing's got the cupboards. And then we've got the TV up there, bunch of power points to run off your inverter to charge, and then we've got a full-size king bed, which is very, very comfy. You got a lounge there. This is the couples version. You can get a family version. I don't know, I don't want to make this just like a full review video of the OP13, but there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff. Don't have time to go through it all.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. Anyways, back to the trip. We're packing up and we're heading into Jemison this morning.
So we packed up camp and headed into Jemison, where we grabbed some diesel, a quick bite to eat, and said goodbye to Leykan. Did you say bye? Bye. Leykan's gone. We're gonna head back out into the bush. We've headed west out of Jemison, back out into the mountains, and we've come into Big River Road and Big River, an area I haven't explored before, but there's a track that winds along this river all the way out through the mountains. So we're going to explore out here to Savo, see what we can find. We've pulled up at the rapids, first stop.
Where are we, Zippy? Is that the rapids?
The best part about coming out of the high country in winter, I reckon, is the fact that there's like no crowds, no people around at all. Pretty much every camp spot, every scenic site, every track we've been on, barely seen a car. What have we seen? One car on the tracks in the last week. There's no one out here, it's empty. We've got the whole high country to ourselves.
That's romantic.
Zeph was meant to nap when we left Jemison. Instead, he just screamed water the whole time. Water, water,
Whoa,
water, water, the whole way here. And then we finally made it to the water, didn't we? Yay.
Navigating our way out into the mountains here. This road seems to just keep going and going and going. It's all quite a simple drive, but you know, a little bit tight and more tricky with the camper trailer on, or mini caravan, whatever you want to call it. A few rocky sections here. Some very incredible scenery. Like a lot of the high country tracks and drives, just a long way down there. You look at the edge and you think, geez, that's a long way down.
Time for the best and worst part of the day. An icy cold mountain swim. I'm not looking forward to this, but I know it'll be good after. It'll be good after it's done.
Is it cold?
That's horrible. That's like the worst one so far. I already have goosebumps. Woo! That's full on. Your turn. Demi's frantically going through the instruction booklet of how she can make the hot water system and shower work on the OP13 because we forgot to check before we left and we don't have reception.
Surely it can't be that hard. Surely.
Or you can just have a swim like me.
I don't know if I don't actually know if my willpower allows that kind of behaviour. And just to point out, I haven't even touched the water today, so I have no idea how cold it is. It's so cold. It's so cold. This is probably the coldest I've ever been in.
Yeah, this water's really cold.
I can't go any further.
Up then.
It's so cold.
Is Evie going in now?
Yeah.
Found ourselves a nice spot here, got the fireplace, set up camp there nice and flat, and beautiful bush behind us, and the river's just down in there too. Without a doubt the quickest camp setup we've ever had.
I'm never leaving. Trying to get the fire going,
Yeah.
but it keeps raining.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Mm.
You know, all this effort to collect wood, chop it up, try and get the fire going.
Mm.
Could have just stayed in the Opus. Would have been much nicer in there, instead of out here in the pouring rain.
And the fire's coming straight into us.
The rain will put it out, and then we'll just go to bed for the night.
No, no.
No, no.
No, no.
No,
No, no, Zeffy.
Overall, what's your opinion of having the hybrid caravan on this trip? Worth it? Too much hassle? Not worth it?
Mom.
Can we buy?
Mom, 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 mom.
I think the overall is, I want one. It's amazing. Like with every other sleeping place we've slept in, it gets wet some way, shape or form. Or like condensation.
Yeah.
Which is fine because you're not in a house, you're camping. But this doesn't have any of that. It's just like pure luxury. It's like you're taking your bedroom out into the wilderness. There's no wind noise. The rain sounds like delightful.
In fact, that's the biggest benefit of having this, is we're out in the Victorian High Country in the middle of winter. It's snowing,
It's freezing.
freezing cold, raining, windy. Like, it's all the things that can make for an unpleasant camping experience, but having this takes all the stress of that away. Like, you're just going out every night. Oh, who cares? It's gonna pour rain all night. Who cares? It doesn't really make a difference. We got the big awning here. We got the kitchen, like a bedroom, shelter, everything in there that we need. So I feel like that's a massive game changer on a trip like this, where you're dealing with terrible weather and you
And
can
kids.
still and kids. Downfall of it, if you want to call it a downfall, is just it can make it a bit harder to explore when you have it on. You can still take it through water crossings, like up hills, down hills, through tracks and all that to some extent, but you can't do the technical stuff. You can't do the really tight track. It's just too big and hard to maneuver. We tried and I just like hit branches on different sides and that. If you sort of know where you're going, if you're not looking to do anything extreme, or if you're just looking to take it somewhere, drop it off and then go explore from there as well, it's perfect. Anyways, guess what? The rain stopped. Let's get the fire going and cook dinner. This trip definitely hasn't been as much fall driving and adventure and action-packed as some of the other trips that we do, but it's just been an incredible week out here in the mountains, exploring, taking it easy and spending time with the family and watching this guy
Wow.
have the time of his life out here. You been having fun, Zeffy? You been having fun on this trip? When we got Zeffy, you know, you have to take it a bit easy. You can't just be smashing tracks all day. So we're sort of later camps, later leaving camp, earlier getting to camp, and just enjoying the bush.
It's so toasty in here.
Diesel heater is pumping. Hey Zeph, say no no. No no.
Good night.
Local legends beef jerky. Twice the jerky, none of the sugar. Oven baked salted pretzels. The unenthused snacker. Get yours today at Coles. Check Allergy of Ice new recipe, see install City Dale. I've Cotton Eye Joe, I've been married a long time ago. Where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.